Ever been playing Doom and wondered if it would be any more fun if you could just be a ninja? Well, wonder no more. Here is Doom Shinobi, a Doom mod that puts you in third-person perspective, gives you not one, but two swords, and the ability to hack and slash your way through the hordes of hell. Naturally, there's a few extras thrown into the gameplay loop here for good measure, and that is the presence of abilities, which you can cycle through and then trigger provided you have enough ability points available. These range from more straightforward attacks, such as slicing and dicing in a variety of impressive ways, to setting your enemies ablaze, and of course, calling down the wrath of heaven. If you manage to run out of points for these techniques, however, fear not, there's still a few other entertaining things you can do in the meantime, such as the fact that lower tier enemies, after maybe one hit or two, will be open for you to just straight up perform an Azuna drop on them. You may also notice that certain bigger enemies will get a little symbol above their head when they've taken enough damage. This essentially opens them up for an execution move. There's a few interesting varieties in here. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Baron finisher, and the fact that the finisher for the Cacodemon is also an Izuna drop. What can I say? There's just something about a spinning aerial pile driver that puts a big old smile on my face. Cyberdemon and the Spider Mastermind both share an execution finisher, which is pretty flashy, I must say so indeed. And as for the Archvile, I was secretly hoping for a finisher that would cleave it vertically in twain, but hey-ho, can't win them all. Mercifully, there's also provision for dealing with enemies at range. You've got 99 shurikens as standard, which are handily refillable via pickup throughout the course of any given level, and as it happens, are pretty damn damaging in their own right. Seriously, I'm not kidding. If you've got enough room to use them against a Cyberdemon, they will take it down absurdly fast. If you're dealing with incoming fire, however, Doom Shinobi has a bit of an all-encompassing block. This thing will straight up 100% tank any damage that heads its way. Rockets, fireballs, Kako projectiles, doesn't matter. It'll stop them. Not to mention, if you use this block to protect against an up-close melee attack from an enemy, you can then follow that up with an attack that'll knock them clean on the backsides. This works with quite a wide variety of enemies, and even better for those of you that suck at timing blocks, doesn't even require you to actually have blocked. You just need to use the block button and then follow up with mouse 1. If you want to get into aerial juggling, well heck, there's mouse 2 right there. In fact, it's so easy to just cleave through enemies, you might find yourself just pulling off a weird one-off move that you didn't anticipate, just straight out of the blue. Oh, and just before I move on from blocking entirely, if an enemy's unfortunate enough to be using bullets, well, guess what? They get reflected straight back. To say that using Doom Shinobi to play through your favorite maps would make you somewhat of an OP powerhouse is a little bit of an understatement. It will make a lot of encounters very trivial. The health is absurdly generous and handily refillable with health pickups. And for all of my fellow carpal tunnel sufferers out there, guess what? You don't need to keep clicking in order to perform your sword swings. You just hold down mouse 1 for your light attacks, mouse 2 for your heavies. In terms of the general difference between the two swords, well, naturally, the big sword's got heavier swings and attacks, whereas your standard sword is certainly a heck of a lot speedier. I prefer the speed, if I'm going to be honest. Fits a little bit more in my personal aesthetic of how a ninja should move. Speaking of movement, Doom Shinobi will also allow you to pull off a wall run, and I can imagine that comprehensively breaking the flow of most levels, as you do, but let's face it, when you're already running a mod like this that turns you into a mobile meat grinder, I'm not sure that the sanctity of level progression is really going to be all that much at the forefront of your mind. If you're hoping for a bit more on the weaponry front, I'm sorry to say that that's not really the case with this particular version of Doom Shinobi. This has been the main version that's been floating about since at least 2022. But hey, if you're looking for some Ninja Gaiden type shenanigans right here in Doom, then honestly, look no further. But yeah, there's a lot to love here in Doom Shinobi. I love that you can comprehensively cut your enemies into ribbons. I love that some of those special techniques will cleave the top of a Cacodemon's head clean off. And of course, because it bears repeating at least a third time, I just plain love Izuna dropping an enemy into a crowd of other enemies. It's just one of the simple pleasures in life. What can I say? Is it a perfect mod? No. There's a fair few bugs here and there that I ran into with a little bit of regularity, but that, honestly, does not detract from the fun factor. In any case, if you would also like to partake in the fun of Doom Shinobi, you can find the link, as usual, in the description below. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this here video. Feel free to let me know with a like, comment, subscribe, ringing the bell, doing a backflip, hyping the video. I don't know what the I meant to do to get these videos seen by a wider audience, but apparently that's part of the bazillion hoops you gotta jump through these days. So yeah, if you can help with any of that, you have my endless appreciation. And if you pity me enough to throw money at me, I also have YouTube memberships and a Patreon. But until next time, this has been Mr. Icarus. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.